back to my channel. Welcome to a brand new video. Welcome back to Bookmas. I should remember what day of Bookmas this is, but I don't. So I'm going to have a look. Oh gosh. January. December. Day. One. Day 6. I should have got that. My brain is a bit dead today. Happy day 6 of Bookmas. We are on the 12th of December. How exciting. We're not long till Christmas. 12 more days till Christmas Eve. Not when I'm filming this. There's still like 2 months till Christmas Eve. But when you're watching this, there is only 12 more days. So exciting. And what's more exciting, I had Boxing Day off this year. I never had Boxing Day off. I've never had a Boxing Day off in like forever, so I'm very happy. But anyway, we are back with a brand new video, and before we do get into it, my name's Amelia and I upload book content, and I'm currently doing 12 days of Bookmas. So if you you want, just please subscribe, please subscribe to my channel, please like this video, please comment down below, please follow my social medias that are linked in the description, and without further ado, let's just get on with this video because I'm excited. Okay, so I'm really excited for this one because I am going back to 2 books that I fell in love with in 2022. We are now at the end of 2023 and it just makes sense. I did a video like this back in March time where I read 2 of my favourite reads from 2022 when it was still at the early stages of the year, and now we're at the end of the year. I want to see if one of them is one of my most early on reads of 2022, and I don't think I even vlogged it. Like, I think if you look back at my old content, I was not a booktuber at the time I read this book for the first time, but I did mention it in a weekly vlog, I think. I just didn't talk about it much as I would now. But I remember reading it and falling in love, and I'm hoping I still feel the same. And the first one is rereading Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm rereading it and annotating it, and I have actually started this back last year, like end of last year. So I'm going to start where I left off. So you're going to see these colours tabs, but they're going to be more actual good, like consistent tabs from now on. I'm going to actually make an annotating key. At the point where I started annotating this, I didn't have an annotating key. I will now. I'm going to choose my tabs and annotate this book. This is not the one I actually read the first time. That's actually my friends got that. This is a new one. But yeah, so I'm excited to read this. Anyone doesn't know, this follows the story of Evelyn Hugo, who is a famous Hollywood actress, and the 7 husbands that she marries. And she's finally ready to tell the story, so she hires Monique, who is a writer for a newspaper, and she comes and does Evelyn's story, but she doesn't really understand why she's been chosen, but by the end of the book you find out why. And you really find out who the love of Evelyn Hugo's actual life is, and the whole story is just amazing, and I can't wait to read it again. Kind of scared, because not scared but sad, because I know how the book ends, and I just my heart. And then the second book I chose is one I read near the end of last year, but I fell in love with it, and I did rate it at the time like 3.5 stars, but I have upped the rating since then because I have realised over the space of a year I cannot stop thinking about this book. Like I think about this book at least once or twice a week, if not more. But I constantly think about this book, and I'm like, why did I rate it so low? Because I loved this book, and I think I rated it so low because at that point I was very much like following the crowd, and a lot of booktubers that I love and people I love on social media were rating it like 3 stars. So I kind of stuck with that, and really my rating is not that. So I'm gonna be reading and annotating Love and Other Words. I have now got 2 copies. It's the second copy of it, because I have like my favourite copy. I'll get it out in a minute and show you what the copy is, just so you are aware. But I'm so excited to reread this book. I honestly love it so much. Honestly, I cannot tell you how much I love this book, and so excited to read it, annotate it, you name it. I'll just get the other copy out because I've tied in my room so I can get into it, and I'll show you. Okay, so the copy I actually have of Love and Other Words is this beautiful copy. Like, this is gorgeous. I am obsessed with this cover. It's so beautiful. And if I didn't already tab it and do some annotations in it, I would just reread this one. But I wanted to have a complete blank one where I haven't tabbed, haven't annotated for this one, so I can fully annotate it. And yeah, so I'm going to have 2 copies, and I'm quite happy because both of them are as beautiful as each other. Like, this is gorgeous and so is this, so I cannot complain. yeah, I'm excited to get into them. I can't guarantee when, if it's going to be tonight, because currently I'm filming on a Saturday, but I'm filming another video at the same time where I'm finishing a book off, and when I finish that I'll be starting Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which is why I'm starting the intro now, whilst it's kind of light, but whilst I also have my makeup done and I look cute, because I'm about to go take this off. So I hope you enjoyed this video and keep watching to find out. Okay, so I have decided for my rereading of Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Love and Other Words, I am going to annotate when I feel like annotating, but I'm not going to put the pressure on to annotate because I just want to reread the book. And, you know, the main reason for this video is to see if they're still as hyped to me. They're still one of my favourite books this year as they were last year. Because, obviously, within a year, I've read so many different books. I've read different genres like fantasy and a thriller, which actually I want to get more into. And now that I'm getting a Kindle, I can, because a lot of them are on Kindle Unlimited, so I don't need to buy them. I want to this was like one of the first books I read last year, so when I was getting back into reading, so since I read this book, a lot of things have changed in my reading. Books I like have changed, so I want to see if I still love it as much as I do. I kind of want to hope it's still going to be up there with Daisy Jones and the Six. I think the thing is once I read Daisy Jones and the Six, it knocked this one down. Just because Daisy Jones and the Six was my favourites. This was still 5 stars, but that one like overtook me. I still think about it, and it's like I read it twice, so I'm hoping that this is going to be the same. So I'm gonna annotate, but it's quite hard to annotate this one because the book is the word's small, and yeah. But like obviously I am going to annotate where I want to annotate, but I'm not pushing it. This is not an annotate with me. This is more a reread with me and slightly annotate, I guess, with me, because yeah. So I'm gonna try and keep this as spoiler free as possible, because obviously I've read the book before. Like, I'm annotating it, but I want to try and keep it as spoiler free as possible, because even though these books are quite widely popular, you never know, they might people still might not have read it yet and would want to go in without knowing what's happened. But I can't guarantee it won't be spoiler free. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try, right? So yeah, I read 2 chapters yesterday, and I'm going back into that world. It's enjoyable. I am happy. I can't wait to read more today, because I've got a lot to read today for loads of hours, and currently have 0 internet, which makes this a lot easier for me to do because I have no distractions. So okay, we're gonna give a bit more of an update to reading Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, or so I say, rereading it. I'm not feeling 100% today, I won't lie to you, so I'm sitting here like stomach pains and everything, and I know why. It's because my period is due, and it's just annoying, but I'm going to sit here and try and update you to a little bit. I'm trying to keep this, like I said, spoiler free as possible, but we are 44% of the way through Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo at the moment. And we're on the bit about Mick Reaver. And if you don't know who Mick Reaver is, he appears in this book, Daisy Jones and the Six, and he's like appears in Malibu Rising, or like his family's in Malibu Rising. I've read like the first few pages of that and then I stopped because I just couldn't get into it at the time when I started reading it. So, excuse me. But I actually forgot so many things that happened in this book, and I actually am really enjoying it. It's not giving me the same vibes as it did when I first read it, so it's not giving me the 5-star vibes, which is kind of sad, because this was my favourite book last year. But it doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it. Like, I think it'll still be high up. Excuse me, it's just not as high as it was when I first read it, which is fine, because like I said at the beginning of this video, it is the fact that I've read so many different books, so many different genres, different authors, and within that time my feelings for books have changed, and I still love her writing. Like, I love Daisy Jones and the Six, and I am still enjoying the story. I just don't have that same feeling of it being 5 stars. And I know people can say, but that's because you've read it before. I read Daisy Jones and the Six last year, then I reread it in March, and I still had the same feeling as I did when I first read it. So that's what I'm saying, is this not giving me that same feeling I did when I first read it. But it's fine, like, I'm still enjoying it, so we are going to continue. I'm having a really chilled evening with reading and playing Animal Crossing, so hopefully I'll get a bit more of the way through this book tonight. Because tomorrow I will not be reading, so yeah. Hello, okay, so we are about 60% of the way through Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And bear with me. I got a Kindle today, so I'm just learning how to do this. Cool. I'm actually gonna like design what I want to put on my Kindle whilst I talk, because I've got things to do, places to be, and yes. But I have been reading. I've read like the section about Rex North. I think his name's North. Rex something. Rex in the book, and we got to the bit where I remember why I fell in love with this book. I mean, I fell in love with it all the way through, but I think my favourite bit is I always have loved, and this might be a slight spoiler, but Harry and Evelyn's friendship has been something I've loved. Like, have loved my whole life. Not whole life, but ever since I read the book, it was what I fell in love with. And that friendship was like adorable. So I honestly think that this section is what made my love for this book so high, because it's just a great section, and it's a great friendship, and I think sometimes you just, I don't know. I just love them, and I think that's why I'm really excited to get to this, and I can feel myself the way I felt when I first read it, and I'm like, ah. And I know what's coming up, so when you know what's coming up, you're like, oh, we're at this point. I am hoping to get a good chunk of it read today, if not finish it today, even if it means a late one. I don't want it to be a late one, but I am hoping to. To be fair, I've had like 2 naps today. Mushrooms. And 2 naps is not enough, but it's something. I need to keep an eye on my phone for my friend today. I'm outside and I'm like, oh, I wasn't ready. Oh. Why is it difficult to design? Oh. I don't know. And yeah, I'm reminding myself why I loved it, but it's not giving me that same 5-star feel as it did before. And I mean, I'm not sad about that, because in reality is emotions change. Well, I've said this several times in this video, how like when you've got through reading a lot, you're like your body, you got through more genres, more different books, and it changes when you think of other books. So yeah, but I'm still really enjoying it, so I'm very happy to be reading this one. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna continue doing this, and I will speak to you soon when I've either finished the book, or yeah, I'll let you know. Hello, a little bit of an update. We have finished 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm a little bit bunged up, so if you hear snottiness, that is me trying to not sneeze. And I actually really enjoy reading this book again. I got lost in the world. I feel like I just remember being in love with everything. Being in love with Evelyn, being in love with Celia, being in love with Harry, being in love with Connor, Evelyn's daughter. Spoiler alert, sorry. And I just love the story and the twists and turns that happen near the end of the book. Like, by the end of the book, I'd say the last 35% of the book was where it got really, really interesting. I can understand why people say it's a bit slow, because the beginning bit is quite long, and hearing about some of their husbands, like, I don't care about her first husband, Ernie, and literally the title of the first page of his is Poor Ernie Diaz, and I really agree with that, because I don't remember him. I remember Don, but you see Don like later on in the series, in the book, so it's not like hard to forget him. I feel like he's the main husband that really impacted, apart from Harry, he's the main husband that really impacted Evelyn, and but I did really enjoy oh my god, I did really enjoy reading the book again. It felt it felt nice being back in that world, being back in the book that kind of made me fall back in love with reading after so long of not reading. So yes, I'm really happy with that. I actually did drop the rating from 5 stars to 4.75, but as mentioned several times in this video, it's okay because I've read so many different books since reading this book, and I think that that's kind of like where my expectations go now. I'm like, it's very hard for me to go, I'm going to love a book the same as I did when I read it a year ago, which is the whole point of rereading it, you know, to see if you still love it. And I think the point is that I still love the book, just not as much as I did when I first read it, which is again, nothing wrong with that. So now we move on to Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I've read already the prologue and the first chapter, and I say read, I listened to it on the audiobook on the way to a tap rehearsal this evening, and I have enjoyed the first 2 chapters. They're very, very like setting up. I haven't even decided what tabs I'm using for this one yet. I'm probably going to do it tomorrow. I'm tired right now. I need to have a bath. I'm actually not even going to read that tonight. I'm just going to sit and read Sorted on my Kindle, so I'm not even reading for this video. But I will start that tomorrow at work, so... Well, not starting, but continue reading it at work tomorrow, so, yeah. Anyway, I will catch you up. I am also filming a 24 hours of reading this weekend, from tomorrow to Sunday, so I should get through the book, if not finish it, at least a good way through. I'm planning to get through that book and Threshold, so yeah. Hello, okay. We are just like flying through this book already. I'm at 20%. I started it last night on the way to rehearsals. Not rehearsals, I didn't have rehearsals, tap classes. And then I literally, oh, okay. I literally listened to it on the audiobook. I've actually listened to most of it on the audiobook. However, I am now 19% of the way through. I can't even tell you how many chapters because it doesn't have chapters, it just has them now. I think we're on the 4th then, I can't really count, lost count. I could probably check on Spotify because that would probably get a lot easier, but I'm really enjoying being back in this world. I actually forgot how much I enjoyed the beginning of the book. Usually romance books, the beginning bits I get scared about because I'm like, it's the bit that is setting up the story. This one, I just absolutely love the beginning of it. I did forget that she was engaged to someone else at the beginning of this book, so yes. But I am really enjoying the story so far. Like, we've seen when they met as children. We have seen when they've like reunited after many years apart, but obviously you haven't heard why they just stopped talking and why they ended everything. And knowing what I know now and what happened, it's kind of painful to read, especially with things of him asking about Mace's dad, because it's like, when you know what happened to her dad and how it happened, it's like, oh, but I can't say too much. But I'm really enjoying this book, and I'm going to read a bit more tonight before I read on my Kindle, because I'm reading for another video right now. That would actually be out before this, so you'll know, but I'm doing a 24-hour reading, and this is part of it because, yeah. So, I will be finishing this weekend, so it's going to be a very quick time of me filming this, reading this even, so hopefully I get some good footage, but I am really enjoying this book again. Okay, I would love to say that I'm at the beginning of this book. I'm halfway through, and I have not updated you at all about my reading of Love and Other Words. I just been like reading it. I've been reading it physically and as audio, so it mixed. Because I've been doing things on my computer, and like it's just been easy to have that on as like a background noise. About 50% of the way through, I want to say. I'm on page 218, in the middle of a chapter as I'm updating you, and I am reading this for 24 hours of reading, so which is going so successfully right now. Excuse me. But we are, like I said, halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it again. Like, I love everything about this book right now. Like, I'm loving being back in this world again. I'm loving just like reading everything about what happened with her and Elliot. I just think it's written so well, like the back and forth, and her decision to sleep on the couch because of her fiance's house, because she's not sure what she wants, because she still loves Elliot, but Sean would just be the easy route, but yeah, I am loving it. I don't think it's 5-star vibes, but it's definitely more than what I did rate it when I originally read it. And then I upped it to 5 stars this year because I couldn't stop thinking about it. But I think it's gonna be like another one, like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I rate it like 4.5, 4.75 because it's definitely up there as a great book. Okay, when I say this is the shortest reading vlog of your life, it probably is, and especially for me because I always do like long ones. But it's okay, it's 12 days of bookmas, you're getting regular content from me, so I don't think it matters. Anyway, I actually did finish Love and Other Words last night. I was reading it for 24 hours of reading, which you would have seen in November, so come on, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it after this video. But I was reading it for that, and I didn't annotate it or tab it as much as I had hoped I would, but it's okay because I was just enjoying reading it again. This book follows Macy and Elliot. They are childhood best friends to lovers, to second chance romance kind of tropes. Macy and Elliot meet when Macy goes to and her dad goes to an open house for like a little summer house that they're looking for, and that's when they meet in a closet, like a book closet where they have, and they spend a lot of time in there, and over summers they fall in love, and well, not just summers but like trips they have there, they end up falling in love as children, and then something big happens that affects their friendship and relationship, and it is a trope that not everyone likes, and I think that part of it happening, but I think it was really well executed. But I think what makes her the stem of her reason her not talking to him again for like 11 years was not just of what he did, but what happened after, like the spiral of what happened after she found out what he did. And then you see them in the now when she is engaged to Sean, and he starts off with a girlfriend and breaks up with her because he sees Macy again, and then you see them trying to like rekindle what they had, and it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I had the same thoughts this time. I remember feeling it before, saying there's a moment at a wedding on New Year's Eve when like she basically gives in and goes yes whatever, and but you're like, you haven't even had the conversation of why, like we don't even know, like if I hadn't read a bit before I wouldn't even know why they broke up in the first place. They haven't even had the conversation to say, okay, this is what happened, this is why I didn't speak to you for 11 years, but I want to get back with you, sorry. They go to, it's just, that bit frustrates me every time, and I remember reading it before and going, oh my god, why are you just doing this, like you haven't had a conversation. But however, I originally rated this 3.5 stars last year. Then I re-rated it at the beginning of the year to 5 stars because I was like, I can't stop thinking about it. And to be fair, I still can't stop thinking about them. I do still love them, but I don't think it's 5 stars feelings. And again, as I said about Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, since I read this book, I read a lot more different books. And I've read a lot of other books that have like outweighed this book, which is why it's not a 5-star book. But it is over 3.5 stars now. It is 4.25 stars. I really enjoyed rereading this book, and yeah, I am very happy I read it. So for this video we read 2 of my favourite books from last year, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Love and Other Words. Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo I gave a 4.75 stars, so I literally dropped it by a slight percent, and Love and Other Words I've rated 4.25 stars. But yes, I do hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again very soon with another video.